Inside I heard the trumpets call, a salute to the champions on the wall. And in the jazz of squalls and in passion brawls she danced.
From the right-hand side of the house, I guess what would be the eastern side, there was a fenced-in area that you saw, and you see these shapes that seem to be shambling towards the house.
Oh God, it's on the island.
Sweet.
Yes.
I mean, oh no!
Humanoid? Yeah.
Swamp
thing.
Zombie things.
Yeah, it looked maybe zombie-ish.
Shambling
Yeah.
mounds.
How many are
There you
there?
go. Well, there's only 3 that have come out of the basically fenced-in area yet,
free to
but you
die.
see a lot of movement behind them. Okay?
There's movement behind them.
Yes.
Monk was like, I knew this whole thing.
I knew it the whole time.
Yep.
Should have stayed home.
I'm gonna go.
I wanted to.
I want
We
to
don't
jump
drink
out, grab their attention, and funnel them to the barn.
The barn's a good bit of ways from here. You're not sure you're going to be able to draw them towards the barn, but you can definitely draw their attention.
Yeah, I want to draw them away from the house if I
Okay.
can.
All right. You jump out, run towards them,
And
and
fly.
okay, they seem to be pretty dead set on coming towards the house.
Okay. I
They
guess I'll
don't
start.
want. They don't
So
want their
smacking
sigil
and whacking
destroyed.
Is she
Clacking.
complete? Like, did she complete her?
I haven't even
She
gotten
hasn't
roll
started
yet.
her rolling yet. Now you have to
Okay.
decide how much power you're going to put in each turn. You have to match a power level of 15. Okay.
You're gonna have to funnel them into the house because the threshold that I put up only works if
That's
I'm
what I'm
in
thinking.
the house.
That's-
So funnel them
They wanna-
towards
There's a
the
reason
house.
why they kept this hidden.
So you're going to be making discipline
We can
checks,
flank
and you
them.
have to
can
reach
get behind
15.
them, and if they come up, I'll be in the doorway.
What if the sigil's keeping them at bay?
Or what if the sigil is hiding the treasure?
No.
Yeah,
What
like,
if you
what
doing
those are
this
the-
thing
What if the
is
treasure is a happy home?
taking it away and then
Oh, that's beautiful.
Aww, that's,
I mean, come
that's
on.
completely worthless to all of us.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
gonna be some secret-
Lafitte doesn't seem like the kind of person who would value.
We have a secret
I don't
lair
know.
now. That's the treasure.
A secret lair that's falling apart as we walk
Can
across.
we have to
it.
take a boat to get stuff from? I
Hey,
mean,
remember,
come on.
this is before lumber prices went up. You could actually repair it pretty good.
Wait,
Yeah.
has the sigil been destroyed yet, or is it
No.
still?
She's
Yeah.
destroying it. She's working on it.
What
What if the
Yeah.
zombie are trying to
All right,
protect
I'm
the
standing
home part?
in
Maybe
the
they're
door
good
frame,
zombies.
getting ready to defend the
Well, maybe they're
house.
trying to protect the probably trying
right.
to protect the sigil being.
So,
I would
in
assume.
for a
that's it.
penny, in for a pound.
Make a discipline roll.
Keep
How
doing
many
it,
points?
or you guys want to stop?
How many points?
Let's
You,
go.
I want to go.
how much power?
This,
are you
this
gonna-
is her crazy.
How much power are
request
you going to
over
try
here,
and
so-
key into it to do it? You have to reach 15 power before the spell is countered.
How many tries do I get?
Okay,
to
you
get
can
to 15?
take as long as you want.
One
This
batch,
the
two
longer
batch,
you
three
take, the
batch,
more
big-
I'm gonna go
zombies.
for I'm gonna do 4 power.
Okay, so roll your discipline. Remember, if you don't make this power check, all 15 points gets funneled into you. Good luck in
Oh,
handling
never
that.
mind, never mind,
yeah.
never mind, never mind.
No, you got
Alright,
it.
so what
You
what
got
are
it.
you doing? What's he doing?
He-
You give him a plus 1 to
He's
hit?
helping
He's
you.
giving you the
Okay.
6 lore.
I'm gonna go for.
He can soak some of the stress if you want.
I'm
if
gonna
he
do
wants
3
to.
I
power.
can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do
You
3
4?
power.
3 power?
We
All
can
right.
do- we can
Roll
do
your
a few
discipline.
rounds of
What'd you get?
Whatever.
Roll that one again. It's on the side.
Hey.
Oh, that's not bad. What'd you get?
Sorry,
What's your discipline?
get plus 1, so that's a 6.
Okay, so you handled 3 of the power, okay, so out of the 15. So, all right. Now, this round, what's your alertness?
My alertness is a 3.
All right, your alertness is a 3. You go swooping out there trying to draw off the zombies' interest, and they're having none of it. Instead, the zombies seem to be coming straight towards the house. Are you doing anything particular?
I said zombies.
Zombies! They're going to eat my face! And
Yeah,
their brain.
how far away? I mean, how far away are they?
They're probably about 100 feet away, and they are
they-
shambling,
Yeah,
but they're
yeah.
moving with direct and purpose. Yeah, yeah. So you're gonna try and take a couple of them out,
So, you got the front of the house pretty nasty crap. You got a porch.
right?
Can I collapse maybe the front?
Well, they're actually coming in from the side, believe it or not, which would be actually into the servants' entrance when they get here.
Why are the servants attacking?
Yeah.
Oh, well, can I collapse
Attacking
maybe
their house?
the back
The back porch?
then? Or the, whatever,
Sure. Give me a
whatever
might
there's
check.
an awning, just
Yeah. Give me a might check. Yeah.
to
sure.
make it hard for them to get
Yeah,
through.
you can try.
Alright, so
You're
minus
you get a
1.
plus something for breaking.
I've got
stuff.
superhuman might
That's because it's might.
and human strength. So I get plus 3 to might scores.
Right.
And my might's a 5, so it's an 8 to start.
Yeah.
Minus 1 is a 7.
Okay, so you walk up to the pillars that where the servants would normally kind of walk underneath, and there's a little path that kind of leads off to the west, and you go whack, and one of the pillars whack, and and you kind of step out from underneath it, and the whole the little land, it's got a porch that you could get onto on the second floor, and it goes and just completely blocks the door. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so you got it covered now. So that's what you're hearing.
Yeah.
All right. So that was in round 1. It's probably going to take the zombies maybe another couple rounds to get there. Yeah.
So, do I get a +1 with him? I'm still trying to figure
Not on
this
discipline.
out.
Not on discipline check. Only on your power rating. Okay. So you're going to put another. How much you putting in now? You put in 3. You got to reach 15. You can go for 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna try 4 because.
All right. What's your discipline at?
My discipline is a 5.
Well, you should be all right.
Yes,
Okay.
easy
So even, so that's 5.
So 7 total now. So you're
No,
halfway
8.
there.
I did 3 the first time.
You did 3, and then 4 this time is
I
what you
did
said.
5 this time. Wait.
No,
No, you
you
did
said
four.
you're going to put 4 in, so it's
Sorry.
7.
Sorry, numbers.
Any bonuses
Numbers.
above that are just lost,
Numbers.
okay?
Okay.
So you've done 7. All right, so zombies are getting closer. You notice there's definitely more than 3. These first 3 zombies were the overachiever
There's
zombies.
at least 3.
Yeah, and the overachiever zombies are probably this next round. They're going to reach the porch or maybe the house or
That
something like
was
that.
Carson.
There's maybe
Johnson.
another 10 or 15 behind them that have just started stumbling out of the gate. There's a lot of zombies. Okay, you're a little concerned about this. Okay,
Captain Ron, Story Binge.
just Ron's way up he's on the boat. He ain't doing nothing. All right, round 3. Okay.
I'm gonna do
How
4
much?
again.
Can I do some more stuff?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Round. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
I guess I'll start just yeeting them across. Like
All right.
Like a
All right. Do me an attack roll.
or something. I'll just kill them. Screw
Okay,
it. I'm Volt.
yeah.
I
There
don't
you go.
care. I don't care about these people.
There you go.
I'm
They're
gonna
not
smack
people.
one
They're
of them with
zombies.
his nappy head.
Yeah,
They're
that's right.
zombies.
Or not. I don't know. That's kind of a bad roll.
What'd you get?
So my might. I'm doing a fist check. So my fist total is a 3.
Okay. You did hit 1. You beat me by 2, so you don't get with style. But you hit 1 for 2.
My claws are a weapon 2 with a human strength makes it a 4 damage.
Right. So you do 4 damage. All right. So you hit this zombie, and he's kind of nasty and desiccated. And when you do, you punch him, and one of his arms snaps off, and he just kind of keeps going.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because zombie. He's going to turn around and take a swing at you with his other arm.
Okay.
You disarmed him
I
halfway.
defend with fist, right?
Yeah.
Disarmed.
No, you defend with athletics, actually.
But if it's a close range thing, I can defend with fist.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you can use either one.
Can the zombie grab his arm and rearm himself?
That's right.
I think I might beat his own arm. Beat him with his own arm.
That's right.
So that might be a weapons check.
Yeah.
All right. So that's going to be a 4.
Okay. He got a 4, so he tied with you, so you're okay. He actually picks up his own arm and takes a swing at you with it. You duck underneath, okay? Yeah, so there you go. He's going to take
Smart zombie. Maybe.
Where are you? All right. Anything in particular you're doing? I mean, you could shoot him from range with your, kinetic abilities.
Yeah.
+1.
You can even do an AoE kinetic ability to knock them off their feet if
I
you
can just
want.
see Bunk
Yeah.
like edging closer and closer to where the boat is.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how I'm seeing myself. It's just like Yep, it was a bad idea.
They're off to the
Bad idea.
east. The boat
No.
is south. I could make it to the boat.
I mean,
before they
yeah, so
reach
I'm
me.
doing the calculation. So if they get this close to her, then maybe if I do. So yeah, I'm doing the calculation. I'm not doing anything right now because
All right.
I'm like
He's
I don't
like,
want
we're gonna see how hairy this gets.
And you're,
Yeah,
and you're
right?
praying, and you're praying to build the threshold.
Yeah.
Right, got it.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of sitting back going.
I'm waiting until they
I
get
can
in
outrun these
touching
guys.
range.
They don't look real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in a tight spot.
Because I wanna.
You're in a tight spot, but I can run.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I'm a coward.
Alrighty.
Well,
Jody.
you have had more of the traumatic stuff happen to you.
Yeah, I mean, I remember getting
Yeah, the
into
Reaper and the
Strapped into
sacrificial
an
knife.
electric
Yeah,
chair.
electric chair. I'm like,
Jody,
zombies
make
now.
me a discipline check.
There's been a lot.
I was like, I'm not sure these are my friends now.
Remember when I was
Questions
Five,
on acquaintances.
Okay, but you'd only put 4 in, I guess. So you're at 11 now. Okay, 11. So you need one more round. Okay.
I was
All right.
thinking about him again. Remember when I just did jazz and took bets?
What are you gonna do this round? The zombie is not down. He is definitely not down. He seems kind of resilient. Dead things are.
Yeah, I was
I've
just-
seen,
yeah,
I've seen the zombies like one of those girl fights with his arm.
No. This guy is a little more resilient than that. You knock his arm off, he picks it up and takes a swing at you with it.
Can I do a try to his legs off? Take his legs out?
Okay, so you're going to tag him with the aspect legless. Legolas?
Yeah, Legolas.
Legolas.
He pulls out a bow.
That's probably a maneuver. Well, yeah, this is a maneuver, so make me a, fist check. Yeah.
Okay, so fist.
Yeah.
Can I modify fist with might?
I think you already get a +1 with that. You should get a +1.
It always provides a +1 regardless of
Right.
the comparison if I modify another skill with it.
Yeah, so you should be using your fist +1 with might, because you're doing
So
mighty
I'll start off
stuff.
as a
Yeah.
6 thing.
Right. You should be able to.
Base 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good roll so far. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a 8.
Okay, so you beat. Well, he's got a defense. Sorry.
I like it.
Yeah, all right.
I'll keep that defense
Did
up.
you get an 8? Okay,
I got an 8.
so I got a 0. Okay, so
Slid
you
on
beat
the
him with
slimy
style, which means you definitely
But
tag him.
nobody saw it.
Yeah, which you've knocked his legs out from underneath him. He's now fallen to the ground. Let's see, you beat him by 8. Your weapon 4, right?
Yeah.
So that's 12 damage. Okay, he's got to soak that mess.
As the legs come off, he also just
Yeah.
pirouettes through the air.
You do it, torso entirely spins, lands on neck.
It starts biting at you.
All right, so you slap his legs out from underneath him, and he hits the ground, and he's kind of halfway crawling forward, but you get the feeling you've incapacitated him to the point where he's not really an issue anymore, even if he's not dead.
How
Okay.
close are the rest? To you?
There's 2 other ones that are close enough they're going to take a swing at you,
Okay.
and the other ones are maybe about 10 feet behind. There's maybe 15 more. You're like, holy crap, these guys are really resilient. So the other 2 are going to take a swing at you. You get an athletics check.
This is up the
Jeez Louise.
servant's interest.
I am rolling so well.
I really like the
I
way
like
you're
it.
going
Yeah.
tonight.
So with the +1 might skill for the fist defense, do I still get that?
Nah, you don't
Okay.
get that, yeah.
I do still get a 6 though.
Right. I got a +1, so you beat him easily. My other guy got a 4.
I got a 5.
Okay, so you still beat him. These zombies shamble forward. They take swings at you. One of them tries to bite at you, and you kind of shove him out of the way and move to the side. They're not terribly nimble, but again, you get the distinct feeling that they're pretty hard to kill. I mean, you had to hit this guy pretty hard before you shattered his legs, and then he's still not dead. He's just on the ground, essentially immobile.
They're pretty resilient.
Yeah. That brings us. Yeah, you calculate.
How far? How far did they get?
They're
closer?
maybe about 20 feet from the house. You think this next round they're going to reach the house?
Okay, I'll wait until they're at the doorstep.
Okay.
And
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
All right. Jody, last roll. Hopefully you don't,
Yeah, thanks for making me nervous.
Ooh, you did okay.
It's even, so it's a 5.
All right. So you reach over, the ringing in your sword kind of reaches this wee pitch where you can actually see where the floor is kind of shaking, and there's plaster coming off the ceiling, and then there's kind of poof, and what you see is the chalk that's on the ground kind of flies into the air, and striding out of the middle of this chalk is this guy.
Oh, crap. There he
Yo,
popping
is it
whatever.
him?
He looks a lot like
Papa
this. Okay.
Nice.
And he comes walking out, and he kind of goes, "Why you no like Papa Legba protection spell?"
Oh, is that what this was?
See, knew it. Knew it was protection spell.
We thought.
We thought it was causing the ley line to be tainted.
Oh,
Why
that's
would
what you
Papa
thought.
Legba taint the ley lines? That's the lifeblood of the earth.
Did you know it was tainted? Because
It's not my problem. Papa Legba doesn't use ley lines. I'm a Loa.
But if
We
you,
are the spirits of the earth.
But if your sigil is protecting whatever is causing the ley line to be tainted,
Why are you so worried about... I'm a Loa of the earth. Why would I hurt the ley lines? You need to go back to school, little girl. He looks really kind of irritated with you. You should go see my friend, Percy Lestrange. He could straighten you out straightway.
we've met, yeah.
Yeah, you know Percy. Yeah, you know Percy.
yeah.
He says, "Well, my protection is no longer on this house. That's fine." And the dust falls to the ground, and when it does, he's gone. And
Oh,
the zombies just go and fall to the ground, and they're gone. So, yeah.
Damn, I'm good.
Yeah. And so you're kind of looking around going, what just
knew it all
happened?
along.
Yeah. Not sure.
Well,
Did we do a bad thing?
Y'all didn't bargain
What
for
was it?
treasure?
what was it protecting?
Probably.
It wasn't protecting anything.
It was
Yeah.
protecting this house.
Yeah, it was like keeping it intact was like 200 years of weather damage, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. There's something here that we need to find.
If they was protecting the house, there's something here worth protecting.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Sure, a happy home.
A happy home, yes.
Who knows how long this thing has been there? It could have been here for
100%.
300 years.
100%. Bunk and I, completely different backgrounds, everything going in. This is the only conclusion that we're coming up with.
Yes, somebody 300 years ago wrote this out and protected the house, and then they decided, you know what? We're out. We like electricity, and
But somebody in the last month was here. They're still protecting it.
they might just come back to visit every once in a while, smoke some weed, and then go back.
Maybe they
All
got
right.
really drunk and landed here somehow.
Hey, can you call him back?
Call him back.
The answer
No,
to that
thank
question
you.
is no. You have no idea how to call
No,
Papa
I
Legba.
don't want to.
You could probably do some reading in your books and stuff like that, but you have no idea.
I don't want to. He was very full of himself. All right, so I'm gonna open my.
He was a
I
Noah.
can't disagree with that. 'Cause that's what.
Maybe because he has every right to be full of himself. Anyway.
Well, I'm taking them out one low at a time.
So did anything else change around us? besides-
No, not at all.
This is the darkest timeline.
I mean, that's the
No.
big X didn't show up to someplace.
No, the
I mean,
house
does
is...
everything crumble or
No,
earthquakes?
the house
or...
looks the same. The only thing you see crumble is the zombies collapse back into dust. And actually, what you see them is they drop to the ground and they turn to smoke, and this mist kind of rolls back into this, basically fenced in area, and then
Graveyard.
gone. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
All right, so Wizard Eye, do I see anything now here or no?
Make me a lore check.
Is there still a threshold?
I mean, there's still.
Ooh, that's a good roll.
There,
I got
if
a
there was a
6.
threshold, then I'd put up
I mean,
the threshold.
I got a
There's
7.
plus
The
one
threshold is still there. You get the feeling that the
The
threshold.
house is still a home.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
the threshold
the
is still there.
treasure
Wait,
But what you
I'm gonna
see,
turn it,
no,
then we
no,
go.
It's just not protected anymore.
what you see is that the sigil, the power that the ley lines that were feeding into the sigil's gone. There was a spell on the house that has now been disrupted, but you're not exactly sure what this spell was. Yeah.
How can we discern what the spell is?
Well, it's gone now. You don't know.
Yeah.
Oh well, I thought you said okay.
You gonna close your wizard's eye?
Yeah.
Or you gonna look around some more?
Well, you're confusing me. I wanted to look around and see if there was something, if we could see whatever it was that was
We can go see.
protecting.
We can see names in the
Okay,
graveyard.
the sigil
There's
was
gotta be
protecting
treasure
it.
here.
The sigil's
It
gone.
has to be somewhere.
Gotta
If
be something.
me, you, and Captain Ron are the only ones that come back. I'm
You gonna-
looking.
You gonna keep walking around with your
They're
wizard's
like-
I
eye?
don't want to have the wizard's eyes
You're
open while I'm just
dig so many
wandering around, so I'm going to
holes.
close it.
It's gonna be like
I'd
that
say
movie
we
holes.
head towards the graveyard and see names on
Is that a
tombstones.
discipline
That's a
roll?
good idea.
What you got?
What if Lafitte's
3.
buried out there? No, we know where Lafitte's buried.
So,
right?
do you want to go to the
Do we
graveyard?
know where Lafitte's
Yeah.
buried?
I don't know. Do we know where Lily's buried?
Is Lafitte buried
you
in
don't
New
know.
Orleans?
We know where his ghost was. I mean, we know where Lafitte
What if we
is.
found his bones? And then we could take his bones and we go meet him at the bar and we'd be like, we got your bones. Do you want to be free? Tell us where the treasure is. We would have.
And he would tell you about the happy
Leverage.
home he had.
Yeah, I had this nice island out in
The only
Pontchartrain.
treasure I ever had was this house.
This house, so many great memories.
I'm not sure how I feel about trying to extort a ghost.
My wife Abigail, my
That's-
children.
Well, it was more like an offer of help. You know, we could free him by.
is that what?
And that didn't sound, but it's like, hey, we got your bones. Tell us where the treasure is.
A little bit more like
I would never
blackmail,
do
a little
that.
bit more like we have your
I would
best
never,
interests.
never
At which
do
Yeah.
that.
point I crushed one of his femurs. He's like, he limps around now.
No, I just thought he might be so grateful that he doesn't have to be a restless spirit anymore. That he might.
So are we
Just
heading to
nice.
the graveyard?
Yes.
Yes, but I didn't
We
have
gotta
one
find
wizard eye
treasure.
open.
Okay.
Right?
You walk past what looks like several outbuildings that are out there. All of them kind of
Take
fall
out
into
my
decay and
collapsible metal
disuse.
detector.
You really can't tell what they are exactly. You probably have to actually check. Well, okay, I'll take that back. One of them distinctively looks like a blacksmith. It's kind of an open building. There's a big metal anvil there. Okay, well, small metal anvil because it's used probably for shoeing
Like
horses and
horseshoes
stuff
or
like that.
something.
Yeah, nails, stuff like that. But the others are kind of enclosed. You head out towards the graveyard, and it's got basically a wooden picket fence around it, and there looks like there's about maybe 10, 15 gravestones that are in this little graveyard.
You still have your wizard side open?
No, she closed
Oh.
it.
No, I do not want to walk into a graveyard with my wizard side open.
So let's start looking at tombstones, see if we recognize names.
The first one, they all kind of end in Lafitte. There's Abigail Lafitte. She's back in the 1800s. What you notice progressing is that as you get further, I guess, to the right, the headstones get newer and newer until the newest person to be buried there was buried in 1990. So somebody's been burying people out here for the last 200
Where's the name
years.
on the latest one?
Thomas Lafitte. Yeah.
What about the... Oh, no, I can't. I
Yeah.
was like, what about the... Never mind.
Guys,
Yeah.
I don't think the treasure is here. I think that National Treasure style, we're going to find another clue here that's going to lead
Oh,
us
to lead to more
to
treasure.
the next location where there might be another clue.
This is like a
and
John
then-
Brown book where it's like
To-
the bloodline is the whole thing.
Yeah, it's going to lead us to
That's not
a family member that's alive.
Exactly. It's gonna
That
be.
we can extort them.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Or there might be like the secret descendant of Christ.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. It's
There is no trail actually leading to the graveyard, by the way. The trail that out the back of the house actually led to the left towards the other set of outbuildings that were off to the west. So yeah.
But yeah,
So is that the latest and last
What was the name of
tombstone?
it?
Yeah.
Thomas Lafitte.
1990s. Thomas Lafitte. Yeah.
Good enough.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm right there.
What year was Thomas Lafitte born?
19. Well, it doesn't. He was born in 1943, and he died in 1997.
Ooh, he was old. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Are there
not
any
as old as I thought. I was like 43. That was, but I didn't think
Yeah,
about
yeah,
the fact that it was 90 when he
It's fine.
died.
It's fine.
Yeah.
He died at the age of like 54.
Are there
Okay,
any
he died
like,
young,
Young-ish,
actually.
but you know.
That's young. Yeah.
Yeah.
are there any like
Um,
trinkets or stuff that have been like laid around these graves,
no.
tombstones?
Not at all.
Flowers?
Is this
Actually, yes. Several of the more recent graves do have wilted flowers around them. They look like they've been there for maybe, a while, but you're not sure how long exactly. Anybody have botany? No, I'm kidding. So, yeah, they've been there for a while. But you're
What
not
is Lafitte's first name, and is he here?
sure. Jean?
Jean?
No, he is not
He's
here.
not here.
Jean Lafitte's grave is not there. No. Abigail Lafitte. Does anybody have investigation or
I
scholarship?
have
Let's go with
I do.
scholarship.
That's scholarship.
Scholarship.
Ooh, that's good. That's
Ooh.
4.
Okay.
Woo!
5.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
I got
All
3.
pluses.
You guys both recognize that Abigail Lafitte was supposedly one of Lafitte's wives.
Okay.
He had several in different ports of call, because that's how pirates rolled. But yeah, this was one of his wives. So yeah.
Okay, all right. We're getting close. I can feel it.
I'm literally feeling like this is more and more like
This is just like the,
home. Home is the treasure.
yeah, I mean, it is. It's like was it Thomas Lafitte's like son is gonna come back and go, what the hell happened here? And
You killed all the zombies. Thanks, man.
yeah,
All right. So what are you gonna do?
I mean, we don't see any other like sigils or
What else
anything.
is there to
anything
check out?
popped up, or-
Actually, on the back side of the graveyard, next to the water, because it's kind of down near the water's edge, there's kind of a little scrubby stand of trees that kind of blocks it from the water. You see another one of these sigils that look like the kind of boat that's basically on this concrete slab, and you see again another bottle of rum, another chicken
What
foot.
does that boat look like?
Mama.
Straight?
Oh,
Yes, because I never got to see it.
yeah.
Look like this.
In my moon.
Maybe we need to look for a sunken boat, and that's where the treasure is.
I mean,
I wonder how long.
Well, if there's two, maybe there's
Sigils
like
were here
we
because-
find a bunch of those little areas.
Because
Well,
if you put these sigils
it's
on
Like it
the
makes a
side-
triangle, and that's where it's
well,
at.
it's another. I bet it's another protection spell. It's just around the site because didn't you say like the things were preserved right around? So it's
Oh.
probably
So it's preserving something.
yeah.
Can we see if there's any structures around that's preserving, like it did the boathouse?
No, in fact,
Can't
this one's
see.
there's not any structures besides the graveyard, and you know.
So
think
is it
it's
like
protected
where is
by
it
the
like if I look towards where the boat is or where the other one is, it's like
The one towards the boat is on the south side of the island. This is on the east side of
What
the
kind
island.
of magic is
okay.
this?
So if we go to the north side of the island, we find it.
You want to go check?
Do you want to see if
Y'all wanna
there's
go see?
4 points? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you,
mean,
you
yeah.
kind of
See what
wander
we're
along
doing?
the edge of the trees, and sure enough, kind of north of the mansion towards the water's edge, there is another one of these boat sigils with rum and what looks like cheap
Guys.
champagne and chicken's foots there.
Can I
I'm telling you, he protected this island for a reason.
open my wizard
Yes.
eye and look at this?
His family
sigil?
was here.
Let's see what I
pirate
see.
He had,
Sure, make your
he
blood
had
check.
ports of call ladies all over the world. I don't.
And this was the one he liked more.
Wow!
Exact opposite.
Wow!
Wow.
You can't roll much lower than that. What'd you get?
A 1.
I mean, it's
What are you trying to see? You see power rolling off of the sigil on the northern side of the island. That's about all you can see.
You've got
Okay.
these things.
Yeah. I'm going to tag an aspect to
I guess the
reroll.
west side of the island's the only one we haven't checked yet.
West side.
What should I think I'll do Seeking Truth.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, re-roll. Dear Lord, that's a terrible roll. That's much better.
Well, yeah.
That in comparison,
That's much better.
4.
Okay. What you see again is
Thank
this.
goodness it didn't happen with the zombies.
It's the same protection spell, and ironically, you think it's the protection spell that was kind of on the
Oh
dock
wait, can I talk
and
to
the
Papa
boathouse.
Lau again?
Listen to me.
Sorry.
Okay, it's the same protection spell that was kind of covering the dock and the boathouse. No, Papa Legba wants nothing to do with you. Okay, he's not coming at your beck and call
Little girl.
unless it's to chew your head off.
I was gonna say hello again.
No, but this.
where's the treasure?
Oh, hi, Mark.
Okay, roll me another lore check.
Ooh.
Okay, or actually scholarship.
I don't have scholarship.
Okay, you
still
get
roll
plus 0
for
then. Roll.
zero, yeah.
Hey.
That's not bad.
2.
You get the feeling that this is a different sigil than the one you saw in the house.
Yeah.
It's not the same Loa.
So if there's 3,
So anybody know
are they
anything
set
about
up in
Lois?
the way of a triangle, possibly?
Wait,
We haven't checked the west side yet.
you know who we should ask about this?
Captain Ron.
Percy Lestrange.
Oh, he's so far though.
Or what's her name in the
Or the voodoo priestess.
Oh, the priestess.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
she would probably know about it.
But they might hide secrets from us with treasure.
Marianne, will that?
Where they want a cut of the treasure.
I don't trust Percy Lestrange
Yeah, me either. But
because he's out for more power. So whatever he does, he's gonna have the upper hand. We might think we do, but he'll have the upper hand.
Do you want to go to the west side and check that one out?
Sure. You walk
are you trying to
towards.
remember if we even met him?
Yeah. You walk towards the
Because
west
I was
side.
just thinking that too.
There's
Did
what
I?
looks like a building that's a kitchen.
I don't think y'all do.
There's also a what looks like a building that's a little more open, and it's got some, I don't know, maybe there's 2 big iron kettles sitting out beside this. One of them's is kind of by the kitchen, and there's a big iron kettle that's kind of by this other building. They're kind of sitting tipped to the side on these stones. They're actually
Like
looks like
knocked
there's
over?
grass. Yeah, like they're just old or something like that. And you're walking towards the area where it's cultivated, where the sugar cane has kind of just gone wild. You're going to have to cut through the forest part to get to the west. That's no
With
problem.
my
You can do
claws.
that. Yeah. You start cutting your way through the forest. Probably maybe 30 minutes goes through. And on the west side of the island, sure enough, there's another one of these weird boat sigils. So there's basically at the cardinal points on this island, there's these boat sigils.
And this one looks
Yeah.
weird too.
No,
Or
it's
not
just-
weird, but
it's
different.
the same way.
Same way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Bacardi rum.
This is probably just
Champagne.
the aura
Oh
protection
wait,
to
that
not
stuff's
find
there
it.
too.
That's
That's
what I
not
was
just
thinking.
random discard.
No.
The
It's there
Bacardi
too.
rum and everything's at these
Yeah.
places.
Yeah, and with the little chicken foot, yeah.
Every one of them.
Somebody's
So it's
repowering
part
this. Yeah.
It's probably just to block navigation to this island.
Now the interesting thing about it, like I said, the
Probably.
Bacardi rum is reasonably recent bottle, and the chicken foots have not had a chance to actually decay very much, so they're recent as well.
Would we know any other spells these items are used in, or what spells these items
You
would
don't
be used
use
on?
them. You don't know. I mean,
No.
this is kind of out of your jurisdiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody know anything about Lois?
No, not really.
No.
Nothing other than they get really ticked off if you
Yeah,
take their
I've seen that.
sigil off.
You don't say.
I mean, if I had
So
something
who's this
for
person-
200
the
years
Percy
and
Lestrange
thought people
person
cared
you
about
called
it,
out?
that's
Yeah, that was the person
She
that she
knows.
got stuff from to power her spell with. The guy who demanded payment in the memory of Terrence. Who looked
Right.
like not Papa Legba, he looked like Baron Samdi when you were talking to him.
Okay.
Yeah, which that's another Loa,
He has a
different
Yeah.
aspects. Yeah,
He's great in smite.
Yes.
I love them.
Yeah, he's
Love
awesome.
them.
So, what are we gonna do?
Well, let's go around the island and see how many of these boat sigils there are in all.
I think we did northwest, east, and south.
Oh, we did.
Unless
Okay,
it's a
sorry.
compass
Thought we were
rose.
doing good.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
what's
God.
the center? What's the center of the?
Tell me it's that.
You
You know?
can kind of see it's like the middle of the it's kind of the middle of the island, but it's the road that leads to the little antebellum
Is it a
mansion.
crossroad?
No, there's
Okay.
just one road, which is kind of weird. Yeah.
Can we like dig under the road?
You can. Where do you think it crosses? You want to dig down there? Did you bring shovels?
No, but there's
I
a
did
garden.
bring
no,
my
but he has
collapsible
claws.
metal
I mean, I don't-
detector.
I got claws, I
I
guess.
have, I have my collapsible metal detector. We could just.
You don't. You don't.
You know,
Is there
A
not
for
a
effort.
shovel?
A for effort.
Is there not a shovel or a shovel head
No.
in all
They
the?
just all
No.
been washed away or
They're not a donkey
Rust
with
it
a-
away or something like that. You can do it with your claws. You
Yeah.
find what's
Yeah.
essentially
I
the
don't-
middle.
I don't think that's the play.
All right.
Okay.
So we're at the center. It's just a road that leads up.
Right. But it is the center of the island.
Okay, so
Nothing in
I
the root
will
cellar.
open my wizard eye and check out the road at the center part right here.
Does it
Reward
jiggle
check.
like gold? Those money symbols? Oh gosh.
No, that's not good.
3.
You don't actually see any. Okay. You kind of see a general energy around the island, but it stops at the shoreline. So you don't feel like the energy from these different symbols is on the island. That's about all you can see.
I'm pretty
Still
certain it
thinking,
just
yeah.
blocks navigation to this island. That's what those four
Yeah,
symbols
that's
are.
probably what stopped Cameron.
But why would they want to preserve this so badly and just bury people here? It seems lame.
I just
There's got to be
feel
a
like
treasure.
there's more to it than someone's
Do
happy
any of the
head.
headstones look
Then
weird?
I guess we need to find Thomas.
Did any of the headstones look
I
weird?
guess.
Not really. I mean, some of them were newer than others, but I mean,
Does anybody have Speak with Dead? I'm just kidding. Wrong name.
Actually, if they're recently dead, I can, but, you know.
Well, it's
Really?
been 10 years.
Reading the Dead Eyes. Strength 5,
20.
plus 2 control. Could I read the Dead Eyes of the zombies?
they've been dead for a little longer.
Yeah, that's
And
what
they turned into a smoke and went back home.
Yeah, they're
So what-
gone. Yeah.
What year is it? We got Thomas Lafitte.
2010.
2010,
Yeah,
2090.
things
It's
just
been 20
happened
years
because
since he died.
people who weren't Lafitte's went to the house. That's
Well,
that's
the way
what
they
I'm
were trying to
thinking.
But we
Protect
could go to the
Right,
library
yeah.
and find out if Thomas
Yeah.
Lafitte has any living
Really relatives.
surviving relatives, because whoever that is probably who has been protecting
Doing the
this
thing.
island.
Yeah.
Either way, we have broken down a couple of their wards, so they're probably
won't
going to be
know.
looking for
not,
us.
not to mention that just saying this, someone is constantly maintaining and upkeeping the thing going around
Yeah.
with the Bacardi and the rum and the chicken feet and all that kind of stuff. So
They'll be back. We could just wait them out.
no,
I was thinking
Not
about that,
at all.
actually. I was thinking about that.
He says, I
I
have
think-
things to do. I have a life.
I think Darwin was right that we should probably go find the children, whatever,
The descendants.
Of
the
Thomas
descendants of Thomas Lafitte.
Yeah.
For what?
Treasure!
Well, at this
You wanna
point, I
beat
think
it out
it's
of
a
them?
little bit bigger
Yes. If I have to.
Well, that-
Yes.
That's
Beat it out.
at this point, I'm just curious. Why all the effort?
Hey, pirates weren't nice
Yeah.
either.
That's right. They weren't.
Well, I don't know. I guess at this point, I'm more concerned about the tainted lane line than I am treasure.
That's true.
Ooh, no.
That's
I
a
want
bigger.
treasure.
You're a dragon. Of course you do.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we could back pocket the treasure for now. The treasure
Gladly.
idea.
Oh, no.
You need bigger
Um,
pockets.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there are valuable information we uncovered while coming on this quest, like finding out about the ley lines, and this
So
place was masked
What
for
were the
some
zombies
reason.
protecting then? They're protecting the treasure.
They're protecting something. I'm not entirely convinced it's treasure anymore.
Maybe they were protecting the
I mean, you might not have family, but I do, right?
Yeah, but I thought I could summon zombies just to watch over some graves.
I don't think it was the graves. I think it was the house was the important thing.
The house would have been.
But the house is
They have
dilapidated.
spells that perfectly preserved the dock and boat. If the house was important, they could have preserved it the same way.
This is true.
Maybe the treasure's in the dock.
We looked around. I don't know.
But-
You didn't see a treasure in a boathouse. The boathouse did look like it had been used
Yeah.
semi recently. You're not sure.
Yeah, and then there were the tools out there that were.
You guys were out there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We were just hanging
Yeah.
out. We've actually been preserving the north, south,
See,
east, and west.
that makes sense.
navigation.
You know, like they were upkeeping it the entire time. That's
Right, that's what I'm saying though. If the house was important in any way, they had the same spells they could have used to preserve the dock and the boathouse that they could have used to preserve the house and keep it from getting into this shape or continuing to do so. So it's just weird to me that
Well, but the house, like, I assumed that the one on the house was an old spell. That's at least for me.
gotcha.
You know, old
Maybe it was
spell.
Maybe it
placed
was
a long
already
time
in
ago.
disrepair
Yeah.
before.
You know,
If
and-
invaders happened or something
yeah.
like that.
I mean, let's face it, little feats. They're
Yeah.
you know.
He
they're
had
not
treasure
exactly-
here at some point, for sure.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
he
it's
wanted to
family.
protect it.
It's
Yeah, maybe the
And
And
symbols
also
like
probably
taking so long,
actually
so-
treasure.
I said maybe the treasure was his
Well, he had
family.
kids. The treasure
accept
probably
that.
is like
I
with
will
them.
not
They have
accept
one of the high rises in downtown. I mean,
Yeah. Maybe.
we think.
Maybe.
I would like to do another sweep of important things that look important.
You look around at the house. The house is kind of
I
dilapidated.
feel like
they're saying.
an overflight. Just
Yeah, you remember there's several outbuildings. There was the blacksmith.
Stick something outside.
There's one of the buildings looks like maybe a smokehouse. There's of course the
It's
kitchen.
secret barbecue recipe.
You're thinking what was maybe a wash house.
That'd be worth a
A couple
fortune.
other little shacks that have kind of fallen into. You're not sure what they were for because they've kind of fallen apart. Other than that, there's kind of the overgrown sugarcane field, and then there's the graveyard, and that's about it. Well, the
Sugarcane
dock and the
field.
boathouse. That's it.
Why don't you go dig up the sugar cane field? I'm sure
As
that's
you're-
where it is.
As you're flying over, you're taking a look at all these random buildings. You notice that they've somehow kind of sort of form an X. Go to the side.
oh, I go.
They actually don't. They form a very long line with the mansion at the middle, which is kind of typical.
I guess we just check on Thomas Lafitte. Maybe it is like National Treasure where we got to find this dude. And this
Maybe
kid.
this was the clue that leads us to the next clue. But we also do got to deal with the ley line thing.
Oh yeah.
I'll deal with the ley line.
It's probably important.
Yeah, that might be important.
I mean, I'm interested enough to try to find out what's up,
I mean, we
but
can-
I don't know exactly what I can
Yeah.
do to help.
Yeah.
So that is,
What about the ley line?
Library.
yeah, that's.
I
You
got
got that scholarship going for you.
I got claws.
It's got claws going for you.
I am not attacking the ley line though.
Well,
No, you couldn't do that either.
So,
Play a song.
do we want to set up a different ward that keeps people away from here?
They've already
Not
got
nearly as strong.
They've
Didn't I
already got it up.
dismantle that?
No,
Did we
you
dismantle-
counterspelled it.
Yeah.
That's what we've been talking about. The whole north, south, east, and west thing is to keep people out.
the
Right.
anti-navigation.
Or you may have countered it temporarily, maybe not pretty permanently down.
Okay.
Yeah. You're not sure.
Well, as long
They were
as
talking
that,
about the navigation.
if you think the navigational
Okay,
ward will
that's-
come back, that'll keep people from coming here. We know how to get
I think
here now
that's
if we
good. I don't
need
want
to,
people
but
Okay.
coming here.
We have a way of getting back here ourselves if we need to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
Captain Ron. I mean,
No, I mean, like,
Just
without
is-
having to do the whole dispel the thing again. Is there something we could put here to give us access?
You're not sure you could do
don't
something
know.
like
I
that.
guess
Not
could
do
you like
anything
put like
like
an
that.
object that's like a stronger magic find thing than it, like an anchor that has a stronger.
Well, you could do
pull
something like that.
you
You could
specifically
probably do a
done.
minor spell that would allow you to blink to something that's here, and you could definitely always find it. Yeah, it could even be something as simple as like the dock. You could take a piece of the dock with you, and that would allow you to always come back to the dock. That's thaumaturgy right there. You
Okay.
know,
why are
sympathetic.
you always taking pieces of stuff? Just
Uh,
curious.
yeah.
That's how it
Because I have
works.
to
Take a
use
piece of that
them.
plate.
Yeah,
take a
the
piece of that little
cemetery
thing,
You definitely
take a
don't.
piece of this
You definitely,
table.
as a magical
Well, it's like
practitioner, you definitely don't want anybody
looking at
getting
that
like
stuff.
your blood, hair, fingernails, because then
Yes.
they can send spells right down that stuff to you. So you,
Sounds
any of you don't want that. Or magic practitioners will get you
And old
bad.
Chicky Babe was in my damn warehouse.
Yeah. Your sister. That's who he's talking about. Yeah. So what's the plan?
Guess
I
we
guess
take this
you
and
make
bring
the
it in
anchor
peace.
and then we head out.
Yeah.
I do. So Ron's he's been drinking a little bit.
A little.
I want to pose as a sea monster in the water.
He's not that drunk. He's
Ah,
not that drunk.
I want to give him like a cool sea monster story.
No,
or
he's
something.
not that drunk.
Alright.
I'll give him a jar we got from the basement.
All right. So you grab something, maybe a piece from the house, and cast a pretty quick little thaumaturgy spell. You're probably gonna need to put like 5 points of power into it. You're just kind of anchoring it. So
Okay.
make me a discipline check as long as you. What'd you get?
4.
Ooh, okay. You take 1 point of stress. Okay, but don't worry about it. The spell goes off, but it does take a little more drain on you than you realized. You're able to kind of take one of the pieces from the front porch, do a little spell to it, and then as you carry that with you, it'll always direct you back to the front porch of the house.
Okay.
You head back to the boat.
I guess
Yeah.
As you start heading back towards the boat, you notice that mist
No.
seems to have rolled in off of Pontchartrain, and Captain Ron's kind of standing on deck, and he looks a little nervous, and he goes, "You see that mist out there?"
Mm-hmm.
We don't get mist like this on Pontchartrain.
Oh, I have shapeshifted back to human form.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
He's like,
And
this
his
is
wings.
weird.
What?
This is weird.
Whole day has been very weird.
He says, we get mist on the top of the, but this is like fog, like you see on movies and in England and shit. No, this is weird.
Yeah.
We get low lying mist, but yeah, he looks a little spooked. Never seen anything like it before.
Do you think we should leave? I mean,
is the wind blowing?
We're gonna
or
spend the
is-
night in a haunted mansion.
A certain direction, or is it like converging?
Well, that's the thing. You guys look out, and you can kind of see the lights of New Orleans in the distance, but they're really hard to see. And it's weird. It's almost like you see, there's a red light blinking on top of this thing, and it goes out. And then all of a sudden, it seems like the same red light's over here in a different place.
Oh, God.
the shield's back up.
And you're like, what is going on
Dang.
here?
Are
It's
we
a little
inside the
odd.
shield?
Huh?
Are we inside the shield?
Well, the shield doesn't
Yeah.
seem to be back up again yet.
Okay.
There's something else going on here. It's kind of like, what's going on here?
Oh no, that's not good. Is the island moving? Are we on the back of a giant sea creature?
No.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be so cool. That is the treasure. I'll take it.
Ah!
I stored it in my warehouse underneath
It
the
would
comics
have
boxes.
its own treasure. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Something weird's going on, but I guess we should probably try to get back to
civilization.
Yeah,
the
probably
city
good.
before we
A
lose
nice
it.
comfy bed.
All right, so Captain Ron says, "All right, well, I'll get the boat started and we'll head on out." So he, pulls, boat's running. He goes, "All right, okay." He checks his GPS. He says, "I can't see real well. I'm just gonna have to go by the GPS, but that's okay. It's a good GPS. It's a more modern one." He kind of steers on out.
I'll go up to
Remembering
the front and look
literally
for, like, sharp
earlier
rocks
today.
or anything like
You
that.
don't.
like
Well, there's
that.
not a whole lot of rocks out here. I mean, Pontchartrain's about 14, 15 feet at the deepest, but
Well, there's this mystical fog going on. I didn't want nothing
Yeah.
to hit the
Yeah.
boat or something.
so he's kind of like,
rocks
let me know if you
and
see
stuff.
anything.
You never know.
And he the boat kind of pulls away from the dock. You cast off the lines and pull away from the dock. And he's kind of slowly moving forward, and the island falls behind you through the fog pretty quickly. And he's like, "Everything okay up there?"
Is everything okay?
Yeah, it looks pretty quiet. It's dark. It's
Everything's
misty.
good.
It's a little
Can we
spooky.
still see the lights from the city?
Yeah, a little. It is, again, but it's pretty hard to see. And you're kind of where are the rest of you guys, by the way?
I'm out, outside looking, making sure.
Okay, okay, looking around. Where
I guess I would have been in
Darwin.
the
I would say
cabin with
back.
Captain
Back?
Ron.
I'm just in the back looking
Okay.
outside.
Miranda.
Maybe in the cabin with Captain Ron.
Okay. You kind of. He's like, "Man, this is really hard to see. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen." He's kind of mumbling about the whole thing. He's kind of spooked about it. And then all of a sudden you hear, and the boat goes, "What the hell was that?" And the whole boat lurches, right?
Dragging rocks.
Well, no. He says, "What was that?" And you're kind of looking around. There's no rocks or anything like that. And then the boat goes and stops. And he goes, "When the boat stopped, we got the motor." And he just... And the boat's not moving. And he goes, "What the hell's going on here? I don't understand what's going to do. The boat should be going. We're not grounded or anything." And he says, "A depth finder says we got another 15 feet below us. What's going on here?" And he's really kind of freaking out. And so he says, "Look, I'm just going to kill the engine. I want to burn them up." And the weird thing about it is the boat is, normally when you cut the engine, the boat would be kind of drifting with the water and stuff like that. Jody, you with us?
Yep.
And then,
I am. I was thinking about the boat.
and so then it kind of, it's not drifting with it is what the problem is. It's just like it's still. And he kind of steps out on deck and he looks out and the water is absolutely still. There's no waves, there's no ripples, no nothing. It's like glass.
Oh no.
And you're kind of looking around.
See, we fixed it. It's nice and calm now.
Who's on the front of the boat? Okay, you guys are on the front of the boat.
I'm on the back.
I'm on the back.
You see what looks like a light coming towards you. It's maybe a white light, It's moving towards the front of the boat.
White light.
Quite like it's not real bright.
Pick on my buccaneer boots and I get ready for battle.
And it's really close to the water. And as it gets closer and closer, you see that maybe it looks like a raft or something. Mm-hmm. And there's you can see what looks like motion from either side of the raft as it comes closer and closer. And as it gets even more closer, you can see that there's 2 men on either side of the raft who have these long poles that are doing like this, and they're literally poling the raft along. And in the middle of the raft is a gentleman who looks like this. Okay. Yeah. And he's standing there in the middle of the raft looking very regal. And as he rolls up to the boat on this raft, and he says, "You are in the presence of Agwe. You may kneel now."
I'm looking for Agwe.
And we're going to end right there.